Start rolling. We live. It's
We
9 o'clock.
live. We live, baby. We are live. We are live. Welcome back. Welcome back to another exciting episode of Family Talk. Boy, it's your boy B, the CEO.
We got Nick.
Coach A.
You got Friday Night Lights, Jody.
I ain't even asking about his name.
Favorite uncle, Telly Talavas, Mr. Who Loves Your Baby.
Mr. Who Loves Your Baby. And we are live in effect on this Saturday morning. We're going to hold out, let a couple people roll in and pull up on us before we jump down into some discussion. But before we jump down, pull up on me. Before we get people pull up on us, man. Let's wait a little bit for some mental health check for some other people as well. But brothers, how y'all feeling today, man? How y'all feeling today?
We good. Well, I'm good. I can't speak for everybody else.
Yeah, me too. I'm 100.
Hey, Jody, how you feeling, bro?
You know, like an 8. You know, it'd be better when I go get this Five Guys.
Ain't nobody need to get back at. Jody, you good?
Not this week. Maybe next week.
Don't start that, Coach.
Anytime Jody is below 8. That's because he ain't either getting no revenge or is somebody on his radar.
It sounds like Five Guys is on his radar.
You know what?
Five Guys is on his radar today.
Since we talking about radar, I had the
biggest. Good morning.
This Sunday, right? I had a little bit of growth this Sunday.
What's up? Speak about the growth real quick. What's up?
I'm walking through the gun show, you know what I'm saying, with my big brother. And we cruising. And you know what I'm saying? I see my brother say, "What's up?" You know, I see my brother, he's like, "Sup?" Right? And I look up, and Lord behold, it was freaking Otis. I was like, "Oh God!" I was like, "Whew!" I said, "You know what?" I looked at him, and I was like, "If we wasn't in this place full of guns and white people."
Oh my God!
I'm trying to figure out the growth. What the growth?
Yeah, me too.
You walked away.
Oh, you walked off?
I walked off.
Without saying anything.
No, I definitely told him we weren't in this place full of guns and white people. And then I walked off. Just want you to know.
I guess it's a little growth.
It's a little bit of growth. It's baby steps. We can't expect him to be walking before he crawls. It's baby steps. Well, we proud of you, Jody. We are proud of you, brother. Don't think we are never proud of you. We are proud of you. But listen, let's let some more people file in. Everybody, y'all let us know y'all watching, man. Y'all throw up them emojis, throw up them likes.
Man, it's gonna hit the intro and we'll be back.
Nick on it today, boy. Nick ain't playing no games today.
Yeah, he ain't been playing all week. Checking up on everything, organizing everything, boy.
Hey, we gotta get this ball.
You can't be mad at him. We'll be right back, though.
Tell him I ain't mad, baby. You know I ain't mad if you love it. Can't nobody ever take this moment from me. So nigga, while I got it, the fuck it, it's all good. It's all good. Straight up,
Jimmy, do you not know that dumping the ball off to your big man gets him and motivates him?
I don't want no smoke over there. I heard somebody out in traffic. I don't want no problem with that.
For real. I'm like, no part of that.
No problem with that.
We are back.
Tony Ultra for all good.
Hey, man, y'all shout out Tony Ultra.
Yes, sir.
My brother out there doing a lot of work with some music. More music to come to us at the forefront. But every time I hear that song, man, you just gotta move. It's all good, man. He's telling y'all it's all good no matter what.
It's all good no matter what.
It is all good.
Good morning, CJ.
Good morning, CJ.
Good morning, CJ.
Let's get into it with these mental health checks, man. We already heard with Jody. He had an 8 until he hit up 5 guys today, man. 5 guys sound good, to be honest with you. 5 guys will sound real good. So, Nick, man, where you at? Mental health check.
Man, I'm at 10. You know, I started taking these medicines to so I can go get my root canal done on Tuesday.
Yes,
I got
sir.
my hair cut, so I'm good.
Yeah.
Everybody in
Coach,
the comments, throw y'all mental checks in.
mental health in. We got to get these mental health
Mental
checks
health.
in before we do anything, man. It's more important than anything we about to talk about is these mental health checks. So y'all throw them in the comments. Coach, man, where you at today?
I'm at 110, man. You know, mental health starts with thinking. So I'm always thinking everything is okay.
Everything's
It's all good, like Ultra say. It's all
It's all
good.
good. It's all good. Willie at a 10 for 10 and blessed. I'm seeing that, my brother. Mr. Who Loves Your Baby? Where you at today? We know you at a tournament today. So where you at that tournament today?
But
Having a 10, feeling good, man. I feel like it's the day, baby. We going all the way.
Man, shout out to Telly and his wrestlers, man. We hoping that they dominate today and get to the States. What is it? The States next week?
Yep, next week.
Next
you're in
week, man. So
regionals.
So what?
Is it regionals? Where you at now?
No, I'm in sectionals. Regionals was last week.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
So y'all give a big up prayers for Telly and his boys out there here in the state to
Kick their
dominate.
butt.
My mental health today, I'm on a 10 as well, man. Anytime I can wake up, open up these eyes, and give my lovely fiance a kiss on the lips and hug the children, it's always a 10, man. For me to wake up and see them smile, I want to give the boy some love in the morning. It's all a 10. It's all a 10. But let's get into it. CM. No. We're not going to CM first. Y'all know what time it is.
News with Coach A.
Y'all know what time it is.
Again, I'm on location.
Coach, y'all know what time it is. Let's get it.
So,
Let's get it, Coach.
again, I'm on location at the office, so you know I don't have all the original gadgets that's going on. But anyhow, if you standing up, sit your butt down because I got some stuff for you today. I want y'all to think about this. First, you show up to the door and you flash a membership card. They see that you're active and they let you in. And then you have to walk through the courtyard where people are just looking like zombies, fighting and scratching. You go up to the second floor and a worker places a code in the door and it sends a notice to the store. Once they get the notice in the store, that's where they actually make this stuff at. I heard everybody is butt naked, hitties hanging. Neo don't trust the mother. And then after that, it goes back to the box. You get your stuff, and you can either stay there and smoke it, or you could go home. So what am I, your ghetto tour guide? Those are the quotes from an ex-crackhead turned informant, Pookie, that brought down the Carter that was over Nino Brown. And that's what a lot of people is thinking that Biden's plan is going to turn into when the rumors surface that he's going to be sending out crack pipes to everybody, clean crack pipes. But that's actually not the case. Biden's administration is to help provide safe spaces for addicts to take illegal drugs. So they're going to be having like clean needles and, you know, different stuff like that.
Sound like a setup.
You have to check it out.
He gave us all that to say you just have to check it out.
You got to check it out, man. I ain't had time to really look at the complete plan. I just know there was some rumors that's going around that's saying he's going to be funding crack pipes, but that's not the case. You know,
man, I read a headline, but I ain't dig into it. I feel like it ain't got nothing to do with me, but y'all just got to go check it out, like Coach said. Y'all just got to go check it out. And
yes,
y'all
sir.
go check it out. Y'all go get took straight to jail.
So that's it for my news, man. I got to jet. I'll be right back.
That's it for Coach A and his news segment. Man, that's crazy. Nate, what's good? Y'all shout out to Nate and the Not Your Average Chef Jimbo, man. They couldn't make it on today, but shout out to our brothers. We hope
and our new guest. Are we gonna do that today or next time she come on?
We can do it right now.
So, family, we would like to introduce. I mean, she's not on the show now, but we're introducing our new member to the cast, Lucretia. We gotta get some claps up for her. But she's our new side. She's on our show now, and whenever she come back on next time, we just want y'all to give her a big old welcoming to the show.
Yes, absolutely. Shout out to LaQuisha. We gotta run it down to her. Make sure she hook up with Mr. Friday Night. Mr. Friday Night Lights. Why we got the Friday Night Lights on name today, bro?
Man, because I was out hanging out, you know.
Just hanging out last night.
Hanging out. And I got home like 2:30. I was out hanging out last night, and I was like, man, I set an alarm and everything. I was like, let me make sure I get up Saturday night.
Oh, we're glad you're here.
We are happy you're here, brother. We're gonna ask you what you was doing later. We're gonna do it on the show. We're actually just do it later. But let's get into it, man. What's up? What we got today, CM?
We're gonna talk about Mr. Brian. Now, I keep saying, how do you Brian Flores?
Flores.
Okay, so we're gonna talk about Mr. Brian Flores. We're gonna talk about whether something is a red flag or not. We're gonna talk about Dr. Makila Mitchell Stewart, and JP Morgan Chase Bank, and we're gonna talk about divorce today. A few things on the docket. And so first things first, we're gonna talk about is Mr. Brian Flores, right? And if he filed a lawsuit against the NFL.
Good morning, EJ.
What's up, EJ?
Kind of like same vibe as Kaepernick, saying that they discriminated him against certain head coaching jobs, and me personally, I feel like they definitely did. I felt like Brian Flores was a better candidate than half these coaches that got brand new coaching jobs. So he's filing a lawsuit for the fact that Bill Belichick sent him the wrong text message and gave him the heads up congratulating him on a job that somebody else got, but he never went to the interview. So
dollar bill slip.
So
let's talk about it a little bit, because this thing is surrounded by racism, and we all know how racism is in today's society. We all know the history of racism. So what we know what type of racism is going on. So what do y'all think that Brian is trying to achieve in this? That's my first question. My second question is, will he be able to even get another NFL job after trying to sue the NFL? So let them y'all speak on it a little bit. You know what I'm saying? We know what's going on with Mr. Brian. Dollar Bill slipped up. Dollar Bill shouldn't have done that. If Dollar Bill don't do that, let me ask that question. If Bill Belichick don't send that text message, is Brian Flores even suing the NFL? So let's talk about it a little bit.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna say no. I don't think he is suing the NFL. But as far as the whole situation on the outlook, we've all felt like that for years. It is like you give a black coach a head coaching job in the NFL, and he got like 2-3 seasons to turn some trash franchise into a playoff contender. You know what I'm saying?
With the exception of Mike Tomlin.
I'm gonna get to that, right? I'm gonna get to that.
He got put in the perfect situation.
Mike Tomlin got put in the Mike Tomlin was handed damn near a championship roster with a already with an incoming franchise quarterback. Mike Tomlin, think about it. Mike Tomlin hasn't had 5-6 quarterbacks under his roster. He's had like one. Besides being out, he's had one. He's had guys like Troy Polamalu. He's had guys like Hans Ward. He's had guys like James Harrison, and those guys have been a staple in his thing. So we see it all the time. It's like black coach gets a job, he has 2-3 years to turn some trash franchise into a playoff Super Bowl contender. And it's like it's crazy because you see like white coaches get jobs and they get 6-7 seasons. It's like, how the hell did Jason Garrett keep his job with the Cowboys? And they used to call him Mr. 8-8. Jeff Fisher was notorious for going 7-9 with the Rams before they got ranked, and he got a contract extension. So I'm just trying to figure out, how is it a guy like Brian Flores was handed the Dolphins, which were trash, right? He had a bad first season. You've been back and forth with the quarterbacks. He finally got Tua, and he wins 9 straight and almost gets into the playoffs this season, and you fire him. And it's just like make that make sense to me. So it just doesn't seem like.
So what is rate? So my next question to interject, and I know Telly and Nick want to interject on what I said earlier, but this is to Jody. How does racism fit in that? How do you think racism fit in that? Where because he's black, he's getting these 2 or 3 years, and then opposed to a white coach who's getting as long as they possibly can to try and change something around. How does that racism in today's world fit into that?
Because it's long term with somebody that you look like and you're familiar with. You know what I'm saying? You can't relate to these black coaches. You can't understand these black coaches, and you're comfortable with the white coach. The white coach has probably got somebody somewhere upper. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, give him a fair shot. Where I don't feel like a lot of these black coaches have that. You know, and it's even in the GM spots. There's not a lot of black GMs. So
Yeah.
it's just the comfort. It's just the comfort. I'm gonna go with the guy that looks like me. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go with the guy that reflects me and the guy that I'm more comfortable with.
Got you. Hey, Taylor, you want to hit on it real quick?
Oh yeah, man. I'm glad y'all brought up Mike Tomlin. Let me tell you how Mike Tomlin got the Pittsburgh Steelers job. Mike Tomlin was brought in for an interview. He wasn't even their favorite candidate. They just brought him in for an interview just to satisfy the rule that's named after the owner of the Steelers.
Rule. The Roney
Yeah,
rule.
the Roney rule.
Yeah.
What happened was Mike Tomlin got there and he had pressed the hell out of them. So they went away from their first candidate and gave it to Mike Tomlin because he was just getting an interview. That's how he got the job. He really wasn't their first selection. He was just fortunate enough that he interviewed well. Now, that's the way it's supposed to work. The Rooney Rule, you might find that hidden gem. And he did get lucky. He got Ben Roethlisberger. A whole roster full of, up and comings and already established. He's the exception to the rule. Jason Garrett, the reason why Jason Garrett got 8 seasons is because Jerry Jones loved Jason Garrett when he was a backup quarterback to Troy Aikman. He gave Jason Garrett money not to leave Dallas. He paid him head coaching type money just to be, an OC at Dallas. And then when he finally made that switch, he gave Jason Garrett the job. I mean, that's a little nepotism, but, now what y'all saying is the perfect example was this year. Happy for Lovie Smith. Lovie Smith got the Houston Texans job. We love Lovie here. But once again, where the hell is Deshaun Watson? You gave him a franchise and the quarterback that actually did pretty well last year was a rookie in Davis Mills. I don't see Davis Mills taking the Texans to the Super Bowl. Lovey actually had to build that team from scratch in his image, and they can't give him.
And I actually like them. I actually like them hiring Lovey as the head coach.
You can't give him 2 or 3 years because that franchise is straight in shambles and disarray. Yeah. Brian Flores getting fired was simply BS because the man really did his first year. Because I love the Dolphins. I watched his first year. And everybody after that first game, which was a blowout, they was on their phone with their agents telling them to get them out of there. So they stripped that team bare. And he still managed to win 4-5 games with a garbage team. And then the next year, 10-6, just missed the playoff. At 10-6, that's fantastic. And then 9-8 this year, going on a 9-game win streak, and he gets fired. And the reason is, he didn't get along with management. That's bullshit.
Can't that be a reason, though?
No, I mean, okay, let me put it to you like this. The Chicago Bulls dynasty, the Chicago Bulls dynasty had 6 championships, and Jordan and Pippen didn't get along with management. But you know what? Hey, you got to put that shit. If you winning, you making money. Ain't that the goal in business?
But that's from the player's standpoint. What about the management standpoint?
I mean, management standpoint. Once again, if you making money, what's the problem?
It's also different. It's a difference because when you're winning, it's easy to put that stuff to the side.
Right.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
And
it's easy to put that stuff.
You talking about one season of winning.
Well, he got 2 seasons of winning, back to back, 10-6 and 9-8. He making money.
He had 2 winning records.
Yeah. He making money.
How many of y'all will go to y'all management right now and y'all making them money and y'all start some problems with them? How fast they gonna get y'all out of there?
Well, see, the thing is, he really didn't start a problem. He just really said he didn't believe in.
I'm just talking about us on the panel.
I mean, it's been plenty of, well, if a person asks me my opinion, like management come to me and say, you know, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, we're going to implement this. How do you feel about it? And I give my honest opinion. That shouldn't be a problem because you asked me for
It
my
shouldn't
opinion.
be, but we know the people we dealing with today.
I know, I'm just saying. He got fired because, him and the owner, he didn't see eye to eye on tour. He
But
didn't
that's
want
the thing.
to.
If you know when you're not seeing eye to eye with somebody, and
Yeah.
if it's the owner, you got to put that to the side, no matter what color and who
So-
you are.
But see, here's the
So-
thing, Nick. He wanted Justin Herbert, and he was right. Flores was right. Justin Herbert is a beast of a quarterback. So when you right, then what? When you
So
say,
then
hey,
the
You
question
ain't
of
got
I see where Nick coming from. The question of race is why is race even into this? Now, I understand why he's suing the NFL. I do understand
well,
that. I
the
stand
reason why
behind it.
race plays in is like what Jody said. You feel more comfortable with a person that looks like you. You know what I'm saying? Because we've all probably been in this situation where we go someplace and we the only black person, and then another brother walk in or a sister, and you like, oh hey, what's up? You gravitate towards that. I deal with it all the time. In sports, shit, man, I'm the only black coach. Well, there's only one other black coach in my conference. And as soon as we see each other, hey, what's up, man? How you doing? You just gravitate. It's a comfort level. Now, should it be that way? No,
It shouldn't. Nah, yeah,
it shouldn't be that way. But you know what we dealing with in the real world. We're in the real world.
And I totally agree with everything both of y'all said, but I'm just trying to take the aspect of being racist out of it. But I do agree with y'all. But if y'all do take the aspect of racist out of it, like I said, why would you sit here and pick a fight with the CEO or the owner of the team just because you're right?
I mean, I get that. I mean,
this man, all this money is coming to his pockets. It is nothing to replace you and get another coach. At that point, it's in your pockets.
Especially if management don't want to deal with it.
Right.
I mean, that's true. That's what happened to Mark Jackson in Golden State.
So I can't stand. I'm sorry, guys. I can't
even
stand the fact that Mark Jackson does not have a job in the NBA.
Right, and you see, he still don't have
blackballed from the NBA.
Yeah, he is getting blackballed. I cannot stand the fact
he
that
took Golden State to the top. He took Golden State up there.
And that's another thing. Do y'all really? And I don't want to take anything from him, but do y'all really think Steve Kerr is a great coach? Because that situation right there, Mark Jackson. After Mark Jackson got fired, that next year, I think Golden State won that championship.
Yeah, they did.
That was Mark Jackson's team. So Mark Jackson put a blueprint out there, and I feel like Steve Kerr came in and just followed it.
Look, it's the same thing with John Gruden and Tony Dungy.
Yeah,
it's
I was just about to say that. It's the same thing.
1 year after the only thing John Gruden added was a little sprinkle of offense. Like that was it. John Gruden added a sprinkle of offense, and I think he brought in, what was it, Keyshawn Johnson?
Yeah, KJ.
Keyshawn Johnson. And if you remember watching that season, that Bucks offense was so slow, right? But it was methodical, and it was well organized, and it was well planned. And that defense, though, it literally was this. All the offense had to do was like, hey, don't turn the ball over. And score when you get in the red zone.
That's don't turn the ball over, score in the red zone, and give us some rest when we need it. That's all they do.
So Brad Johnson was out there doing 10, 15 play drives to get that defensive rest. That defense carried that
but
team.
It's the same thing with Mark Jackson. I mean, I wouldn't call Steve Kerr, and I know we kind of getting off the subject a little bit, but I wouldn't call Steve Kerr a bad coach. I think he walked into a good situation, like Mike Tomlin.
He walked into a great situation.
Like John Gruden, they walked into some great situations. What's good, Real? They walked into some great situations.
We can say the same about Sean McVay and Jeff Fisher. Jeff Fisher was, and then Sean McVay came in, and then the Rams took off.
Yeah.
It's like
but Sean McVay came in and got rid of Sam Bradford, though. Because Sam Bradford was not a great quarterback.
Bradford, was he a Ram?
Yeah,
Jared Goff. But he got Jared Goff, though. So
that was before Jared got there.
That was before Jared got there. When
right.
Sean McVay had that.
But see, it seems like when you a new coach and you can get your rookie quarterback, it seems like it goes hand in hand. Because you remember Mike McCarthy, he got there, he had Brett Favre.
Yeah.
But then Aaron Rodgers came a year later. They trying to push Brett out, and they won the Super Bowl together, McCarthy and Aaron Rodgers, you know. But once again, those are like, I think, anomalies because
Nate, I don't think I will. You got Ma always taught us you got to learn when to pick your battles.
You got to pick your battles, man.
I'm not finna sit here, and especially if I'm making millions, I'm not finna sit here and pick a battle with an owner just because I'm right. I think.
Wait a minute. Now let's say right now though, he picked this battle. He picked this battle against the NFL. Do you think he's right to pick this battle?
Who that?
You know this, Brian Flores.
I think he's right. I think
you're right to pick this battle because we see it all the time. I'll give you a perfect example. Not to be like NFL, but remember in college football when Charlie Strong was doing all that great recruiting from out of South Florida, and he had Louisville at like 11-12, and then that one year Louisville went 12-1. 12-1, and he had Louisville on top because he was recruiting all them cats out of South Florida, and then he come around and took that Texas job. Everybody knew damn well, like, boy, Texas better be in a national championship in 2 years, or your ass out of there. And guess what? Boom, he was out of there. It was 2.5. I'm not a Florida State fan by any stretch of the means, but I was damn sure hurt when they fired Willie Taggart. I'm like, damn, y'all just gonna take our easy win away? But it was like Willie Taggart literally had 2 seasons. Willie Taggart had not even 2 whole seasons before he got kicked out of Florida State. It is the same thing every single time. A black coach gets a head coaching job, and his time is like that. Meanwhile, the Auburn head coach, he went 6-7. 6-7 this season. And they told him they might give him a contract extension. Like, come on, bro.
The thing is, let me tell you about that, man. That's crazy. But the thing about this lawsuit is you have evidence in front of your face. Let's take the New York Giants, for instance, because they named in a lawsuit. And they 100 here, I think the Giants have been around 100 years or whatever. They never had a black quarterback or a head coach. Why is that? Why is that they somebody said, well, let's go back to all the drafts where they had an opportunity. And then I was like, okay, well, they chose Daniel Jones over Dwayne Haskins. There you go. This was just recent, 2 to 3 years ago. So there you go. You're welcome. They never. And we
Eli Manning been a franchise quarterback for what, 15 seasons?
Who?
Eli Manning.
Yeah, Eli was there for a minute.
Yeah, so Eli played for 15 seasons, and then when you get rid of Eli, the best available quarterback just so happened to be white. So I'm not gonna hold that one really.
No, that was college draft, and Dwayne Haskins was rated higher than Daniel Jones.
And we're not
talking about. We saying, but I'm saying based on rating, everybody was trying to, everybody was looking at Dwayne Haskins. Giants had a chance to draft him. They went with Daniel Jones though, which is weird. It's like, okay, they don't want to. Me and my brother was like, man, they ain't drafting him. What the hell, Daniel Jones? Daniel Jones came from Duke. When have you ever known a Duke quarterback to be any damn thing? This ain't basketball. Shit. I mean.
Well, listen. To close out this subject, racism is still alive.
Hold on. I want to say one thing before we close it out. I think Brian Flores is okay whether he's blackballed or not from the NBA, the NFL, just so whatever comes from this lawsuit can be well known.
Exactly.
I think he's okay with stepping away from football, just like Kaepernick was. They're okay with stepping away from football just to, get everything equally playing on the playing field.
Yeah.
I mean, but with Cap had another means outside of football to produce millions, which is great for him. Now, Brian Flores being a coach, I mean, I don't think he's ever going to coach in the NFL, but hopefully at the college level, he did a job and he can make carve out a living there. But we all know what this is going to come to. They're not going to mess with dude because even though you are absolutely right. Out of all the available head coaches. He was the best. Period.
Yeah.
He was the best. I'm shocked the Bears didn't hire him. I'm upset. I'm like, who the hell is this cat that we hired?
Yeah.
I'm like, man. And then you seeing people like Mike Daniels going to the Dolphins. Oh, he's biracial. That dude look white. Let me tell you something. His daddy half white and his mama all white. So he looked white. All right. We'll say
Hey,
that.
Telly was about to get into it. Boy.
I know he was.
Get into it.
Wrap it up.
But
Hey.
on one last thing about it, the fact that Jim Harbaugh, our college coach, got the Las Vegas Raiders job before Nick Flores got the Las Vegas Raiders job, I think that's pretty messed up. So let me tell you, you hire a college coach before you hire a
Well, you remember he was in the NFL and went to 3 straight NFC championships
and
a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
He got the resume. But that's all I'm gonna say about that. So
let's move on. Let's move on, CM. Let's move
At
on.
this rate, we only gonna get through 3 of them topics.
Let's move on. What we got, CM?
Okay, so a while ago we talked about red flags, and Nick brought up a very interesting point. Are things really a red flag, or is it just a conversation that needs to be had? And I wasn't trying to run no rhyme, pun intended, but so is it really a red flag, or is it just a conversation that two adults need to have that work things out?
Nick, you set us up on that one, bro.
I want to hear what y'all got to say about it. Because, I mean, obviously I'm married. So there are things I don't like, and there's things that T do, and there's things I do that T don't like. But, you know, we listen to social media so much. Like, one, where do we even come from with calling it a red flag? You get what I'm saying? Like, where does that come from? It's a problem.
It came from social media.
It's a problem that two adults need to come together and talk about and squash.
Yeah.
But yet, when we listen to social media, oh, it's a red flag, I gotta run away from it. So if you running from it now, how are you gonna deal with any situation when you do get into a relationship?
I agree with Nick. Like with me and my fiance, I'm sure it's things I do that she do not like, and it's things that she do that I don't like. But when it comes to certain situations, or not even certain, all situations, we talk about it. You know what I'm saying? We are adults about it. We talk about it. We don't call it red flags. You know what I'm saying? We talk about it.
They're issues.
Adults, they're issues, and people are going to have issues. Relationships are going to have issues. I always say it's all about the two people and how they handle those issues. It's all about the two people who are not trying to puff out their chest and try to be the person that's always right. You know, it takes 4 ears to listen. You know what I'm saying? And it takes 2 minds to get through the situation. So this whole cliche of red flags, this and red flags that, if you can't deal with the red flags early in whatever relationship, even with friendships, because there's red flags in friendships that people say. If you can't deal with that, then what makes you think you can have a long-term relationship with somebody that you thought was good, and then you start seeing red flags? You automatically gonna dump a person because you start seeing the red flags 10 years later?
You gotta love somebody for the good and the bad of them.
You gotta love a person for the good and the bad of that person. So it's a cliche to me with this red flags thing. It's a cliche.
And I tell people all the time, even you know, my siblings, my mom, and I done said it on the podcast. My mom done raised 4 kids. All 4 of her kids are different. My wife was not raised by my mom. She was raised by 2 other people. So you have to take into account that I was raised one way and she was raised another way. Now we're bringing it together, trying to do it our way.
Right. Absolutely. Friday Night Lights.
What's good, man?
You had your hand on your head. It looked like you got something to say. You look like you got something to say.
I think that Nick is right. I think that depending on the red flag, that is it something I'm gonna walk away from.
What's up, DH?
And I'm sorry to cut you off, but I get, you know, some things, if you just don't want to deal with that, I understand. Like, you just not gonna deal with it. And honestly, just cut ties and move on. But if you say you want to deal with a person, go ahead and deal with that person, red flags or not.
Like what Rhea just said. She's like, no, I think the red flags really mean something in the beginning. Once you have an established relationship, the red flags are just conversations that need to be had. That's all it is. They're conversations that need to be had. You work through them and you move on. Red flags are definitely a beginning thing. I don't think it's a relationship that should be sponged into a relationship. That's another good point, Real. Another good point.
I hope that's just an example.
It's a good point, though.
Oh, man. You talking to somebody for 2 weeks, they don't know your name? Oh, that's just
an example. Man, that's extreme. Like,
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
What's your name again? Like, hold on. Like, hold on, wait a minute.
So tell you, what's your thought on this?
I interrupted Friday night.
My bad. Friday night. What else you got to say?
No, it's certain things that it's like. I think what happens is when you in that cupcake phase and everything just seemed right, and you about 4, 5, 6 months in, and all of a sudden that cupcake phase start to go, and now you start seeing stuff, and you be like, damn, I overlooked that, and damn, I overlooked this, and be like,
let me ask something to that comment. We all know there is a honeymoon stage. So if you go into a relationship knowing there's a honeymoon stage, at some point that honeymoon stage is going to fall off. We all know that. So why are we so surprised when the honeymoon stage falls off and we start noticing certain things? Why are we so surprised with that?
And why do we go in not trying to notice that at the beginning?
Exactly.
Because like I said, you in that honeymoon phase. It's like that person's come along and everything is just so right, and you it's such a good vibe, and they such a good person, and then you know what I'm saying, you don't even realize, like, especially if you start having sex like early, you know what I'm saying, and that really clouds your judgment. So next thing you know, you just got your bae, your boo, and you're not paying attention to everything. And now
that's true.
But we all know there's nobody walking this earth that's perfect.
Right. There ain't nobody that's perfect, right? But let's say this, right? Let's say you meet somebody and you know what I'm saying, I like you, you like me, and because we in a certain let's take COVID, for example, right? A lot of people were working from home. So let's say like I'm working from home, he working from home, so we talking to each other all day. Now people are starting to go back to work. Now all of a sudden you ain't getting as much attention, and you realize how distant this person is because you know what I'm saying, they got to go to work and stuff, right? And they're not as affectionate and attentive as you thought they was. So now that's a red flag because the situation has changed.
So I'm gonna put a hole in that little theory. I get what you're saying, but 2 grown adults should know we had the time to do this during COVID. Now that we're actually having a schedule to go back to work, we can't talk like we used to because COVID had us talking all day, every day because we were working from home. I don't know if that's just me being, thinking straight minded or whatever, because everybody doesn't think like that. But that's just how I feel about that situation.
Let's hit on DH comment real quick. You got to learn the person you're with all the time. All times. There should never be a point that you know exactly everything about that person. That is correct. But DH, the next question to that is, do you start hollering red flags 7 months down the line?
Oh, DH, you got time to jump on?
I think DH got a football game today, don't he?
Oh, I think
he got a game today.
Yeah, I think he got a football game today.
Battle of the undefeated.
Yeah, hey, shout out to DH, man. Y'all go out there and dominate. Go dominate.
Y'all, whoever's watching right now, go ahead and drop an emoji or something on us. Oh, he said, of course he got time. Go ahead and send him a link.
Jody, send DH a link.
Gotcha.
Why are you doing that? What you got,
what you got?
This is it, man. I was listening, and I got a story, always.
Hey, we know we ready for him.
So when me and Tiffany first started living together, there's a bunch of shit that I didn't like about her, and I'm pretty sure there was a lot of things she didn't like about me. So we had to, but see, being in previous relationships, I understood that when you live with a person, versus when you don't live with them, you're gonna see some things.
Yeah.
You know, you not, because once again, like Nick said, she was raised by different people, and I was raised by a different person. So I had to be like, oh, you know what? These little quirks or whatever she doing, I just got to get used to them. And once you get used to them, you don't even notice them anymore. Now, red flag is something that is like a deal breaker. When I hear red flag, it's like, oh, this is my deal breaker. Like, oh, she don't like kids. Well, shit, I love kids. So we can't be together. That ain't even a conversation we need to have, because I'm not gonna compromise this. That's what a red flag to me is. What's talking about is little petty stuff that, you know, yeah, you can have a conversation about, but it's just the way the person is. You know what I'm saying? Once you've been around them that much, they disappear. You know, like you don't even notice that stuff anymore. As far as COVID, if you look at it, COVID actually caused a lot of divorces because people got to spend that time with each other. They wasn't distracted by life. And when you spend that concentrated time with a person every day, all week, man, a lot of people found out that they didn't like each other. You know what I'm saying? They just didn't like each other. They wasn't compatible. So you got to get to know your person, because, man, if you can't spend that much time with a person that, quote unquote, you love and into, man, you probably should have never been in that relationship in the beginning. You know, because this is it. If you gonna be you saying this is it to a person, you my person. You got to make sure your person is really your person. You know, because if you don't, man, then you look up 10 years down the line, you done wasted a lot of time, and especially if kids involved, a lot of people get hurt and all that. You know, I think when y'all ask why we so, you know, infatuated with the cupcake phase, and we know better, like we know there's a honeymoon phase and we surprised when it ends, it's because society has romanticized the art of falling in love. And I give myself an example. When I was younger, I go with a girl, and you know, you be in the honeymoon phase. You know, when you're a teenager, everything is great. You know what I'm saying? Like, love is great.
Can't nobody do no wrong.
Right. But then when y'all have y'all first argument, you say, oh man, this ain't gonna work out because we argue. You know, but as I grew older, I got to understand that arguing is a part of a relationship and love. That a person, when they argue with you or you argue with a person, y'all really care about each other. If you don't care about me, then you won't even argue with me because you don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? So,
well, I'll put a hole in that one. You don't have to argue. There's disagreements.
I'm saying argue, not fight. See, there's a difference between arguing and fighting. Arguing is just the art of debate. That's all.
Well, you don't have to raise your voice at me.
Right. That's what I'm saying. You can just debate with a person.
Okay,
I got you. But you talking about fighting.
Yeah,
fighting is when you start screaming and throwing shit. No,
no, that's what you call toxic. That's what you call toxic. We ain't
I'm just talking about, you know, the way we do. You know, sometimes we go back and forth.
Yeah,
you know, but we're not fighting. We just, you know, point, counterpoint, counterpoint. You know, we ain't getting up and grabbing a baseball bat and like, man, meet me outside. You know, like no. So, arguing.
What's up?
What's up, man? That's my fellow lineman right there.
DA, boy, I appreciate you pulling up on us, my boy.
Most definitely, I had a couple minutes with y'all, man.
Yeah. So I'm finished with my point. Y'all can go ahead and take it on.
DA, end the side on your thought, my brother.
As far as red flag, so pretty much, man, it's for me, red flags goes. I mean, for it to be called a red flag, as far as the learning portion of the relationship, that's in the beginning stages. Now, people can do things deep into a relationship that raises a red flag, like that's kind of suspect or whatever, with certain situations. But as far as a red flag itself, I think that's something that's in the beginning of a relationship. If you a few months in, at that point, that shit just become those just stupid mistakes or BS, or like you said, you not learning the person. Right? We got to understand that every and I got this, got this information from older head man, older couple, married for like 40 plus years. I'm like, what's y'all secret? I learn my wife every year, every day. I learn something new about it because no matter what, bro, we all change as people
Yes,
because time
that part.
changes. So, like, bro, the person that you met 10 years ago, that's still the same human,
It's
but
the
they're not.
human.
They're a different person now. You're a
Yeah.
different person now. 10 years ago, bro, I was 24 years old. Nigga, I could jump to the top of the moon. Nah, I got to think about football games. So, you
Oh, I
know,
feel you, man.
bro, like you grow, everything changes, bro. Everything changes. Seasons change, everything changes, bro. Nothing stays the same. And so that's what people get lost at because they get complacent with like, okay, boom, we've been together 10 years. So now you don't learn, you don't take the time to learn nothing new. And a lot of people wonder why they fire die in their relationship, stuff like that, bro, because it's like I'm content with who I have. So now we at the house looking at each other stupid because we ain't got nobody to hang out with. Like, bro, again, I'll say my personal belief, a solid relationship, bro, you two should never be like bored where y'all can't click together and have fun. Like, I don't even know what it is. Make up something. We can do anything together. You can't play the video game. You may sit there and learn or whatever. The chick may sit there and learn or whatever the case is. Do stupid stuff, bro. Like you find things to do together, and it keeps the spark going. And you never know what you will like and what you will, what I'm saying, be down for it unless you like kind of like try it and just do silly stuff, bro. I know, like me and my chick, bro. We'll do a bunch of like crazy stuff,
Got some technical difficulties a little bit, but just to finish up with DA saying, man, yeah, it's not hard. It's not hard at all. Like he said, just do some silly stuff. Me and Sam,
My bad, y'all. Hold on.
No, you good, bro.
Oh, hell just
Me and
happened
Sam,
just
I'll
now.
sit there and play the video game. She'll be on TikTok. We having full blown conversations. You know what I'm saying? It's like just create.
If y'all can hear me, I'm gonna have to exit out and come back in.
Yeah, we hear you.
Just create something. You don't have to sit here and call it red flag. That's the early, like DH said, that's early in the relationship, man. That's where you start seeing those red flags. When you start seeing stuff down the line, it's more so mistakes, and this is something that I would like for you to change, and that's vice versa. So that's I think that's where DH was trying to come from. But looking at some of these comments, hey Jody, I like how you put in the little asterisk marks in there so you don't get put in jail. I like that, bro. I like that.
I swear every time I say something on here, Facebook be like, "Ooh, we don't agree with that." Ban.
Hey, listen, hey, we need to keep my dog Jody out of jail. We need to keep my dog Jody out of jail. So, yeah, until we get DH back, man, let's move on a little bit and let's move to that next topic, CEO.
Okay. Well, this is one brought to us by the comments. Dr. Makila Mitchell Stewart is suing JP Morgan Chase Bank after she felt like she was treated like a criminal by staff. She had a lawsuit and went to deposit a $16,000 check, and they would not let her deposit, and even went so far as to call the cops.
Wait a minute.
Suing the bank.
Now I haven't heard about this story. Give me a little bit of insight.
No, yeah, I saw a little video clip of it yesterday. So this girl, she just got out of residency for being a doctor. So after she got done, she got her first check, and I think it was like $18,000 or something like that. So she went to go deposit it into a open account and deposit it. Like it ain't like she was going in there to take cash. She was going there to open an account and deposit the money into her account. They denied her opening an account and cashing that check.
It's a black lady?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, here we talking about racism again. So
basically,
I work.
She showed her credentials. She called the people who worked under her, like all that, the whole 9 yards, and they did not open an account for her.
And she's suing JP. Was it JP Morgan or Chase? She's suing Chase as she should, and she will win. She will win that lawsuit. And the reason I say she will win, I've been working at a bank since 2011, over 11 years. There's protocol with that type of stuff to protect the bank when you come with big checks like that and you're opening up accounts. One thing I know, and this is what all banks follow, I don't know, everybody have their own language within their policies, but one thing I know, you can't turn your head or discriminate against anybody. And that's discrimination.
It is
turning your head.
But the thing is, I thought all they had to do was contact the people who wrote the check to figure out if the check was real or not.
No, they don't contact the people.
They don't contact the people.
The bank that it was written on.
Right.
Yeah, and they can verify the check. All
they
banks
can verify and they can put
why didn't they do that? That's
because she was black.
I mean, I understand that, but I like to take race out of it.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
We gotta. I mean, and I know it's always gonna be in this world, but we gotta get away from that.
I mean, Nick, I wish we could get away from it, but unfortunately,
about a white person not being able to
prison.
cash a check or open up an account.
Hey, before we continue, shout out to Miss Donna. She loves our show. She loves Real Talk Tuesday. Shout out to Donna. We love you too, Donna. We appreciate all that love and support. That's Amanda's mom, right?
Yeah, that's Amanda's mom.
Yeah.
Shout out to Amanda's mom. I don't know where Amanda at today. She probably working. She ain't checked once today, but hopefully she's doing well. But shout out to Miss Donna. We love you too, baby. We love you too.
Like I said, go to YouTube, Miss D.
All right, my bad, fellas. I ain't mean to cut y'all off.
No, all right. This story is not uncommon. This story actually happened to a politician in New York, or a mayor somewhere. She was a black woman. She was a mayor. She could not get to she took her check, and it was like a crazy amount, right? It was over 10K. This chick is the mayor of the city. She went to go deposit her check. They didn't even know who she was. They called the cops on her. It's like, and I'm looking like, how dumb can you be? You don't even know the mayor of your own city, and now you just made an incident and a scene. When the police get there, that's the mayor. I'm like, I know everybody, and that bad boy got fired. But once again, they didn't check the check out. They automatically assume they go to this black woman, whatnot. She trying to do something shady, because ain't no way a black person can have this much money in a check, So,
that's the racism
unfortunate, right? Unfortunately, we can't take it out because we're still dealing with it.
Right.
But,
I don't have
what I'm saying is, why can't we just say, it was just wrong for her not to be able to cash a check?
Because we know
why it happened.
We know why it happened.
No, we got a good reason of why it happened. We have a great reason of why it happened, but we actually don't know.
So this is what Rhea's question is like. Would that have happened if she was white?
Hell no.
The thing is, we don't know if that has ever happened either. We only know what the media.
If it would have happened to a Karen, she would have said something, and Karen wouldn't have kept her mouth shut.
Hold on,
she would have acted the whole booty.
She would have caused the whole scene. Karen would have been the first one to let me speak to your managers.
Right.
Karen would have been standing in the bay. You know what, damn it? Let me speak to the CEO's father then, because this right here. Listen, what's crazy? It's like this happens so much. Like you have people who go in and try to deposit checks. And I was like, what's crazy? I bet if you walked in with 8 gold chains and a mouthful of gold teeth and a fucking entourage and tried to cash a $15,000 check, they might not ask you no questions. And like, oh, this dude a rapper or something. All right, good. But when you walk in there looking at a certain type of professionalism, they be like, oh, he a scammer. No, we ain't cashing that.
Man, hold on. Yeah. Real quick, because I might have to bounce. There was a story up this way 3 years ago. Milwaukee Bucks player, he played professional basketball. I forgot the dude's name. He kind of, in the middle of the pack, but you know who he is. I forgot his name.
Yeah, talking about we went to the jewelry store and they called the cops.
Yeah, and they called the cops on him. And it was like, wait a minute. He coming in to spend money. They locked the door before he can even get there. You know, call the cops on him. When the cops get there, you go through the whole rigmarole, showing who he is and all that. And it's like the lame excuse that they gave now. Now, this is the excuse they gave. Oh, it's been a bunch of robberies in this area. And the car that he was driving fit the description of the car that was pulling the robberies. And it's like, come on, man. We can do better than that.
Yeah, we
Just
can
say
do
what you
way
thought,
better.
man.
Right.
The big black dude coming here, he didn't look like he had money. So why would he be coming to this jewelry store? Stupid stuff like that, man. It's like we can never get away from it because it keeps rearing its ugly head. And until we do something, I don't know, pass some law. They try to pass laws and all this stuff, but until we find a solution, it starts at home. Until people stop passing this shit down to their kids, and we'll stop the cycle. That's not happening anytime soon. But we really do need to do something. And on that note, fellas,
we gonna know that.
I got a tournament to go to. Y'all have a good morning.
Hey, man, dominate, Telly.
We're gonna try, man. Thanks for the support.
Yes, sir.
And I'll see y'all when I see y'all.
All right. Be safe.
All right,
Peace out, man.
Yes, sir.
Hey, just to piggyback on what he said, it was John